Order all rise for the first meeting, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Craig never wants to be right, does it? What's the deal with that?
Put it on the other side.
Backward.
Yeah, I think if it goes.
I don't know whether it was constructed back.
He don't know.
It's- I've done that about 1,000. Welcome to keep trying, but you're gonna be twirling all meeting.
Other side.
That's what
Faced
you.
it forward.
All right, roll call, please.
Hill.
Here.
Treasurer Henderson.
Yes.
Trustee Appy.
Here.
Trustee Osling.
Here.
Clerk Squire. Here. Anybody on Zoom, Amanda?
Zoom, Amanda. Nobody on Zoom, thank you. We are gonna need to do a amendment to our work session agenda prior to getting an approval for that agenda. This morning, number 10 will be removed. Item number 10, fire election receiving board resolution. It's removed from the agenda. Here somewhere else.
Yeah.
Another meeting. All right, that being said, are there any additions or corrections board to the agenda other than deletion of number 10? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended. So moved. Trustee.
I'll second that.
Seconded Treasurer Anderson.
Okay.
Any further discussion, board? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Same motion carries. And now we can have comments on the agenda, anywhere from 1 through, I guess. Which, anybody public would like to make comments on agenda items only? There will be a second public comment. Or anything like that. Nothing there, nothing on Zoom. Okay, we're going to move right into it. Building and zoning, Jason. Your report. Update.
I think you guys all received the report.
We did.
Okay. And the only other thing I had was there's a provision in the zoning ordinance that a citizen could petition the planning commission to amend the zoning ordinance in some way. And we have no application for that.
Okay.
So I created the application and came up with a fee.
Okay.
And basically, it's my understanding that the board would just have to approve that fee amount.
Be correct. Documents are yours operationally.
Yep.
Do you have when are you going to provide us with recommendation for that?
It's in your packet.
Yeah.
It's the last item in the packet.
Site?
No, it's not attached to that. It was a separate.
Here, we got mine.
Right. Son.
I think the attorney,
Oh, the fee. I see it. No,
Yeah.
okay.
Scott reviewed that.
Okay,
Yes.
let's have a discussion quick on
Yep.
on that so that we understand it. In case we all agree with it and we need to look at it, we'd look at it on Tuesday. The vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my understanding is that we've had the attorney look at the document itself.
Yes.
The question that I guess I'd have is the fee comparable to other communities, and does it cover the cost of administration that we're going to deal with
Mm-hmm.
to potentially have a hearing and all that?
Right.
So,
I basically picked the closest thing to this would be somebody wanting to get their property rezoned.
yeah,
It's kind of the same process, public hearing, this and that. And that's the fee for that. So I just used that same fee. And they also would have to, the petitioner would have to pay for, mailings and things of that nature, putting it in the paper for the public hearing. They would incur that cost as well.
That's listed in that
It is.
application.
It is.
Explains that to them.
Correct.
And that would be,
Thank you.
that'd be all inclusive of that $300 fee though, right? I mean, we're talking about covering the cost. I don't even know if that 300 would cover the cost.
No, they would,
Planning commission and,
they would have to additionally pay for any mailings,
okay,
the cost to put the ad in the paper for the hearing. That's additional to the 300.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I have no problem with it.
No, I don't
I
either.
do appreciate your help on
That's
that.
good.
All right. Very good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
board, you want me to go ahead and agenda,
Tuesday.
okay,
Yeah.
or I mean, agenda and motion to approve what is the actual title?
Application for zoning ordinance amendment.
It's at $300.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. You're free to exit this if you'd like to. I don't. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
Number two, the marina manager report. All got that. You can consume it. Obviously, I'm sure you have already, but to consume it, there isn't anything in here that requires anything that would be, I believe, a board type of request at all, other than Brianna Braza and Brian Barner to potentially hire.
I was gonna say, yeah, I have to clarify that with him, but I believe both of those need to be put on to be hired on Tuesday.
Yeah, I've got a motion potentially here to approve those at the level 1 for Brianna and would be level 2 for Brian pending the background physical drug screenings. Is that what your records indicate?
Yes.
Board, anything else there? You see that gives you any difficulty or otherwise? Brian's obviously worked there before. Brianna would be a new worker to the.
That last paragraph, we have to
No.
do anything about that? Or
Um,
is this a statement?
It's a operational decision it's in his budget and he can do that with his people.
All right.
It's not an issue. I don't believe that we need to take that issue up. No, he just kind of letting us know about it, I believe, on it, but I don't see anybody board, just operations for you? No. No. Okay, very good. We'll contact him, tell him, and then you'll have to correlate. You'll have to correlate with the cost. Most cheap. Sorry. That's all right. Well, Tomo's always a little.
Good morning. I just had a couple things on my work session report, the highlighted areas there. The first thing, number 10, we had another request from resident Stephen McNally II for a speed reduction on West Birch from County Road 200 it would be to the west, which comes to a dead end. He's saying that vehicles are driving too fast and kicking up dust and things like that. I explained to him it's a non-posted 55-mile-an-hour road. And it's really hard to get going even 55 on that road, knowing that it's a dead end.
It's a perception.
So what I'm looking for is I've already talked to the officers about maybe sitting down there on the weekends, trying to get some of the ORVs coming off that trail that goes from West Birch to North Town Line Road. Cause that seems to be part of the problem with the ORVs. So I've talked to the guys about sitting down there, doing some stationary radar and stuff, maybe trying to catch some of them ORVs on the weekends and either citing them or educating them about the speed limit.
No, an ORV can't go 55.
An ORV is only 25.
Right.
Yep. So, I tried to narrow it down to if it was just one specific vehicle or a couple specific, because there's not many residents on that house or on that road, and he couldn't limit it to one said that everybody that lives there follows the speed limit and stuff. Well, really, if you don't live there, you really don't have any reason to go down that road, in my opinion. But so the other thing that we've done is we've asked to borrow the county's speed trailer, and as of yesterday, it's been placed out there. So we're hoping to gather some of our own internal data, just because that speed trailer can get, how many vehicles travel, how fast they're going, probably a range of speed and things like that. So not looking for the board to make a decision this month, but I want to revisit next month. We'll get that data. We'll leave it out there for a couple weekends, get that data, and then I'll report it back next week to determine if we want to take it to the next level to the road commission of saying, hey, we want a speed study done out here. I think we all know the answer that is right. Is I don't think you're ever going to get a speed change. At the end of the day, they chose to live on that non-posted 55-mile-an-hour dirt
Right.
road. So,
That dirt road too.
right. So, so anyway, I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention.
Thank you.
We are doing some proactive things. But let's see what we get back on that, study from the speed trailer, and we'll go from there on next month on that. Does anybody have any questions on that, or?
Sounds prudent.
Okay. The next item there that I wanted to talk about was number 18. Looking at amending our current junk vehicle ordinance. I've provided you all with a copy and the suggested language to change. Right now, as it's written, we can only enforce the junk vehicle ordinance on residentially zoned properties. And there's a few commercially zoned properties in township that we seem to get regular complaints about. One in mind is the corner of East Higgins Lake Drive and Flag Point, which is the old Oak Park grocery store. It's, I mean, it's in like a residential area, but that property is zoned commercially, and we're constantly getting junk vehicle complaints there, and there's nothing that we can do to enforce it, to get it cleaned up. We can enforce the junk and garbage part of it, but if there's a vehicle there that's not registered, insured, and running, we can't touch it because of the way the ordinance is currently written. So I'm looking to get it amended, and you'll see on there in section 1 under legislative findings, B, the highlighted area there currently states a privately owned parcel of land located in a residentially zoned district. I spoke with the attorney Hess, and asked him how he would like that rewritten so it wouldn't limit it to residential zoned. And he suggested privately owned parcel of land located in any district. So basically just taking the A, changing it to any
Zone district, any zone district,
district.
zone
Any
or-
zone district?
or district. Any district.
would be zoned. Basically.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say zone district. He should have said district.
Any district.
Because it's right. Yes. Take out residentially zoned and add any. And that's the only place in the ordinance that it talks about residential.
Yeah, to give you guys a history, we battled this for years, and it's called consistency in language. And when you look at some of the other police powered ordinances or whatever there, this somehow got missed. when the
Yes.
Ordinances got changed over the course of time. The intent was always to be able to enforce your junk vehicle ordinance anywhere. And when we went to the police department, we ran into this. And as you're aware, there are some properties that are, that have kind of they have a commercial, but they're not logically in a commercial section, zoned or spot zone, something
Mhm.
in there. And so, this kind of goes in line with what we've experienced for years. And I think,
Well, it
I
got,
mean, I will tell you, I'm supportive of it. only because I've worked in it a long time, but I can also understand what might be something more than between now and Tuesday.
Yeah, and I'm
So,
This doesn't require a hearing?
Yeah.
Requires, doesn't require a public. But it does not require a public.
Requires
For the
public.
words, it requires a publication in paper, and a 30-day notice, once we make a decision to amend that ordinance in that section with that verbiage. So, I certainly, like I said, I have a lot of knowledge background with it, but I understand that the board feels like it needs another 30 days to really look it over yourself, answer any questions you might have for yourself before we would pass it and, or before we attempt to approve or amend. I don't. It might be
Yeah, and I-
good due diligence.
and I'm fine with that also. I just wanted to get the ball rolling with it. And to kind of piggyback off what he was saying, you can see in this ordinance, it got overlooked somehow. I don't know how that residentially zoned district got in there, but under section A or section 1A, it talks about privately owned parcels of land within Gerrish Township.
Yeah,
So, and then also under,
conflicting.
right. And also under, unlawful acts, that same verbiage is in there,
Yep.
shall not be permitted or allowed on any parcel of land in Gerrish Township. So I'm not sure how that residentially zoned piece got in there. It
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
got overlooked at
So
some
you're
time.
telling me the intent was at the time this was done to not exclude the commercial property?
That's correct. The intent of all of those was that to make sure that we had something for the entire township. So, yeah.
Considering the merits of what you're saying is I don't have a problem starting the process right now. I don't see
Tuesday.
I don't
any
know.
negatives of having that, and considering the piece you're talking about, I see it every day.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not improved.
It's not just that piece either. It's happened numerous times.
Yeah,
in
there's
different
other,
spots. He brought that one up, but
Yeah, I realize.
I mean, my history, I've run across it in various places.
yeah, and it's not a huge problem for us. It's just there seem to be a few repeat customers that we can't do nothing with. Another one of those over on the west side of the lake that sticks out in my mind on West Higgins Lake Drive in the old shopping center. There's a piece of property there as well that we seem to get complaints on that we can't do anything about.
Mhm.
I mean, for the most part, most commercially zoned properties are keeping it pretty clean.
So those that are zoned like the auto parts, Bernie's place there, that's zoned specifically for a business for a junkyard. So he's,
Well, I believe so, but that's going to fall into Higgins Township. He's just outside of the township there. Jim's Collisions is the cutoff there.
yep.
But
Is
it's
there any others in the township that already,
Keeps it nice.
that have already in that spot? We don't mistakenly do something to affect those that are legitimately, I mean, they would have to be
well, we
zoned
don't.
as a.
Yeah, we don't have any junkyards in the
anything
township.
else.
Because that was one question that me and Scott had talked about that was brought up of do we have any junkyards, and we don't. I mean, Jim's Collision falls in there, but I think they do a good job of keeping their stuff. Usually insurance companies are picking up their wrecked vehicles and get them on there, and it's
They're zoned and, or they're a commercial business in that are zoned as a auto repair. I would think they would
right.
be legit what they're doing, but
You gotta look at the merits of every case, I think. And
It's
in
case
their
by
case, they're currently operating and so there's turnover, we'll call it inventory that they have, that junk cars or whatever. But
Fair.
the other example he's given is a business that's been out of business for 20 years.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
There's no activity there. There's a distinct difference between those. So I imagine there's a certain amount of judgment that's gotta be put out there. When you look at the enforcement, but.
How does it affect the campground at the bottom of the Pioneer Hill, headed north almost to the, just into the commercial, the C2 property just coming in up to the gas station there where they've got the
Well,
trailers.
I know that,
There is no grandfather with police power or for enforcement purposes, but
Well-
I do hear what you're saying, that we want to make sure that we're not, I don't want to prevent folks that have a business that, I mean, there's a turnover with that stuff. So it's,
Mhm.
the difference is is literally they become lawn ornaments in places. And that's the difference. And when it's on currently when it sits on a commercial property, how long the lawn ornament can exist. And there's nothing you can do to move that, out of that environment. And so that's the reason why I said, guys, it's up to you. Like I said, I dealt with it over a great many years. But if you guys need more time, we can delay it a month so you can start chit chatting about it. Maybe, or going out yourself and looking around to make sure that there's, nothing that shoot yourself to the toe. I'm good with whatever y'all want to do. Discussion.
I'm okay to put it on next week. I got a couple questions, but we can, in my mind about,
Okay, so it would be a motion to amend, number 34. Section 1B to read privately, quote, privately owned parcel of land located in any district to replace residential property line. That's about right, Mons?
Mhm.
All right. Any board, any other that, then we'll put it there, whether or not it passes on Tuesday, we'll see. If you guys have issues, we'll talk about it beforehand, obviously, so. If you need.
Good, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pardon?
Good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Is that it, Chief?
So,
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably read the rest of the report, just busy and lots going on and a lot of projects and trying to get stuff done.
Thanks, Buzz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Sir. You did. You go to this.
Yep. With you. I'm with you.
Great, very good. We're on to the fire and EMS update. Captain Wooten is visiting us today.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's on your mind?
Well, Christy has two things to highlight.
Okay,
And are they highlighted on yours also?
Yes, they are.
Okay. The first one, under total incident summary, would be one of the wildfire calls was a Mavis call out in Otsego County by Mayo.
Yep.
And she
is that Seagull or Oscoda?
us I guess Oscoda County.
It was Oscoda.
Yeah, Oscoda County.
It was.
Yes, it's right by Mayo. So if you guys had any questions about that, I was the one who took the wildfire truck out there. So
I'm always pro mutual aid for events of that nature. If you don't fight it over there, it gets here. So,
Well, this one
donate what we can.
without incident, and everything was good.
yeah, everything was good. It was federal land, and so it was west of Mayo City and south of Osable River. And the wind, you remember the strong wind that came out of the southwest about a month ago now, that drove it right up into the river. So thankfully the swamps around the river kind of slowed it down, and then it rained that night. So the brush truck does not like rain, apparently. And it coughed and spit it all the way back, but it made it.
Pretty old.
Pretty old truck.
I drove that truck.
The 86. Yeah.
I don't know. Is it?
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
That's the year, is it 86?
Yeah, was that anywhere near the fairgrounds there? I think of that's Eco Fairgrounds.
I don't know where the fairgrounds are, I guess.
Or let's go to where, it's out, it's west of Mile.
This is pretty far west, a few miles.
The fairgrounds are north of Io.
Is that north of Mile? I just know I'm camping there next week and I was just a little
Smith Lake.
concerned.
You're talking about Smith Lake. That's north of mine.
It's a little tiny lake.
Smith Lake, yeah. I used to swim in it.
Really?
I grew up there. It's-
Okay,
Yeah, those fairgrounds are north of mine.
okay, so I'm safe.
Yeah.
Figures worth asking.
So you guys good with Mavis, the mutual aid
Yep.
box alarm? Okay. I guess the second thing is on page 3 at the top. She requests that you would entertain and approve a motion authorizing 2 contingent personnel, and that's Kaylee and Thomas for EMT firefighter until really Mike comes back from injury.
I presume this, obviously, the plan, we have a firefighter in a very long term.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be about a
6 months to a year.
Yes. Sounds good. I'll get those up for some motions for Tuesday. I'm presuming they're ready for motion. We have
Yes.
backgrounds. And then it has a drug
Pending
testing,
this.
we can we'll authorize them to
Yeah.
hire that person.
Based on,
Huh?
contingent on them passing.
Yeah, I got it. It's contingent part-time position, pending background, physical. and drug. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What about your question?
No.
And, anything else?
I think that's about it.
Sure.
It's the only thing highlighted. That's the only thing I have highlighted, but you guys can,
Well, we're used to seeing the report.
okay.
Good. Anybody else? You all good?
Looks good.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Pam.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
I'm keeping track of it as I go here, numbering. All right, we are on to the Gerrish Township Planning Commission. Oh, we had 2 vacancies, 2 expired positions for July 1. Put out an inquiry to Greg Steemack, that information that if he is interested in continuing on, if we're interested in continuing to or wanting to continue to have it. And so, that would be a considered motion for Tuesday night. Those are 3-year positions. So it'll be July 1 of 26 and expiring July 1 of 29. For Greg. And then that leaves a second one. And Val L. Andreev has stepped down or will be stepping down at the completion of his term 7/1. And as you remember, we said, hey, get some information out there to fill it, which would bring us to number 6. And that's to fill a vacancy. And I believe as of this morning, there were 2 applications that I think you folks got.
I got one.
There,
I think.
there were 2 applications. And so I would have you guys need more time than Tuesday to potentially go to an appointment status of any nature.
Didn't you say the cutoff was tomorrow though?
It is June 5th at 4 o'clock, which means we could have another one by then.
Yeah.
We do have one more meeting scheduled, the June 15th budget work session with fire, which we could appoint at that time for that second position, if you so chose to kick that back to there for timing. All you guys is, whatever you guys want to do on there. I think I don't really want to discuss the merits of the 2 now because there's an open position yet and
It's not
still
fair.
till 4 o'clock. It's not fair.
Right.
So, do you want to fit that one to June 15th?
I think maybe so.
To do that?
I have a problem with
For the
that.
second one? Okay, very good. We will be prepared then. We will review those and do a motion that day on the 15th. After we have the budget work session with fire and EMS. All right, very good.
Yep.
You are comfortable with Greg Seamack? For the
Yes.
to reappoint Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? You okay? Yep. All right, very good. KCI, that's treasurer's, you?
Yeah. The KCI is a third party company that does our billings for the tax levy each year or
Yes.
twice a year. And somewhere in my file here, there's a proposal for this coming year. Of course, postage has gone up. And so I need to get this approved for me to be able to send them my proofs the middle of the month. So everybody's tax bill gets out by the first. And really, when you figure out what it would take to do the billings, if you try to do them in-house, you could never do it for that price.
Yeah.
And print them in the whole thing, because I just send them it digitally and then they print it, they mail it in bulk mail. So nothing else has really changed dramatically in here, but if we don't pay it in advance, they're gonna add a 5% fee for the postage after the fact, so definitely wanna.
The project cost is $4,457.22.
Yep,
You're looking for a motion Tuesday night, is that it, or do you need it now?
I need the motion Tuesday, but we'll wanna cut the bills on next week so that they're paid in advance.
Treasurer to enter into contract with KCI for the summer 2026 tax bill in the amount of $4,457.22, something accurate.
Just a side note, if the Health of Higgins Lake is looking to do a mailer with this, I need to have that by the middle of June or sooner.
In the event that it increases the postage.
Well, no,
Or
I
for them
needed to send
to-
it because I have to send it to them and they prove
them
it along with the Gazette, because the Gazette goes in there. Last December, they did that and then we just billed them for their share of the postage and their
Gotcha.
printing, which I don't think was very expensive because you're already paying for all that
Yeah.
anyway. So it's a great way to get that out to all I think we also did the master
Something
plan,
else, yeah, the master plan
survey
was in it
and
too.
that. So,
I did email after talking to you yesterday about this. I did email the communications committee.
Okay.
And let them know that June 15 is the deadline and,
yeah. So that would change that. They'll just bill us for the difference, but
okay.
I need this paid in
Okay, so
advance,
you're okay with the motion, but.
please. Yes. Yep.
Very good. Down on there, so number.
Oh, we got a lot of them. Only 1, 2, 3, 6 so far. 6,
On number 8, we see a notification of retirement of Mary Ann.
Oh,
27 and a half years here with the township, retiring at July 1, 2026. At this time, I think we should, for timing purposes, to keep our office as full as possible here. I would propose today that we get a motion to accept, place, or letter of notification of intent to retire on file here. Formally notices that intent. So with that, does anybody want to make any discussion about?
so does that mean you're gonna post? Post
That's
the
coming
position,
next. That's coming next.
like before our board meeting or?
It's coming next.
Oh, the next thing? Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse
Coming
me.
next.
Excuse me.
So I would entertain a motion at this time to accept and place on file a letter of notification of intent to retire submitted by our administrative specialist, Mary Ann Figley, after 27 and a half years of service with many thanks.
So moved.
Moved by Clerk Squires,
I'll second that.
second.
Not that I want to, but
Trustee Hoppy.
happy for her.
Any further discussion, board? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same, that motion carries. In line with that, Mary Ann's position as an administrative specialist has just kind of morphed and she does quite a bit in different areas. It's going to require a little reorganization out in the other office out there, to, shall I say, have some form of consistency of some nature moving forward. So with that, I began, and you guys have a copy. Looking at maybe a front desk receptionist position. Currently, we have Cindy, who is part-time until October 15th. Last year, I didn't know whether she was coming back, and then suddenly she's back this year, so.
Why didn't you know?
Because nobody said to me whether I thought she was done October last year, but she came back. So anyways, seasonal.
He was coming back.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't.
All right.
So yes, I get it. But anyways, that being said, I gave it to you guys, and created the front desk receptionist position. And also, it does have a salary range. It always has had a salary range within the township's pay schedules in here. And at $16.55 an hour to $18.22 an hour at full-time non-exempt employee, with a benefits package, that kind of thing. So I'm looking today, because of like timing and what Mary Jo just mentioned about getting something open. I'm looking for the board to approve a motion today. Place the front desk receptionist proposed job description, as to approve it as presented. We'll go into the policy manual accordingly. We had a pay schedule in it, but there was never a job description that went. I don't really know why.
I just want to say, I think what happens after that amount of years of somebody in that position, yes, it did morph into a whole lot of,
I get it.
and we ended up actually creating the position of the explanation for her specifically because of the amount of years that she was here and was doing different things. And so you can't expect that out of a new person coming in.
Absolutely not.
Is this a time to ask questions about that or not?
What's that?
Is this a time to ask questions about that or
I
not?
haven't taken any motion. I said that we'll entertain the motion, but I haven't taken anything yet. You want to discuss?
Well, I'm just curious. So I'm thinking by what Michelle just said, I'm thinking that perhaps the new that I just look at what McDonald's hires people for. And this, they're $16 an hour. So
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the pay scale,
Oh,
hourly rate.
Tell you
And I
something,
know
the
it's got a lot of benefits. Yeah, that is huge.
Is another 30 grand, so.
Oh, it's 30 grand? Okay,
I'm
about
just
that.
saying, it
Yeah.
depends, they come in here with a family, yeah, they can
Yeah.
very well eat.
Yeah,
So no, it's a great package, in my opinion,
yeah,
for
okay.
what the position is.
Um,
It's just me.
and so will
It
this
will
new,
not be it will not be a multitask.
so does that mean she won't be, doing with like Jason's
Well, we have to restructure.
restrict?
She's going.
Okay, I'm asking the question. I'm just asking the question.
She's going.
I know that.
To answer your question is I have met with Jason. And we're
I didn't hear
working
it.
on,
Remember.
we're working on a building zoning assistant part-time position.
Okay, there we go.
to essentially inherit what Mary Ann crossed over to.
Yeah.
And I met with Jim Anderson yesterday and we're getting budget pieces to project what we can't do, whatever it might be. Plus we do have Cindy who's agreed to, she's still here. She didn't hear that and run. At all. And so.
Beautiful thing.
Right. And so, I think that, and Mary Ann, I know, has been working with everybody in there about where things are at and, that kind of thing, the things that she held responsibility for. including the building and zoning report you just had. Cindy, drafted that one. So the forms are there, everything's there. It's a matter of getting people trained appropriately, and moving on. I mean, anytime you lose institutional knowledge, there'll be some scurrying, if you will, there, but we'll work it through. I left after 42 years and it worked.
It's still going on without you.
Yeah.
No one is irreplaceable. And
I know.
I don't mean that to demean anybody. I'm just saying.
But, you know, and just to add is that, you know, her position has been an ongoing evolution.
Yes, it
And
has.
it's evolved partly because you've had different skill sets of people that were elected in this these offices over the years. And I think what Brian's doing is trying to use the assumption that each of the elected people here are doing the job that they're supposed to be doing statutorily, so that that position over there is doing what they need to do from an administrative standpoint and not be doing the statutory duties that should be done by each of the respective offices. Is that?
Very eloquently,
That is good. That is a good explanation. Thank you.
very eloquently put. I don't know how else to put it any nicer, in the ultimate end, but that's very much what and I think that as we leave and for succession, each office is doing what it's supposed to be doing by statute. And we don't leave, we leave it better than we found it.
Mhm.
And so that there's proper people and proper locations to do proper things. Up to the public, the elected officials that have the talent to do the job, the office in which they're inquiring. And I guess that's the best we can do at this point. Yeah.
Mm.
Anybody else have any before I ask? If not, I would like to have a motion to approve the front desk and stuff, full job description as presented.
So
Moved by Treasurer Andrew.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Thank you. And then, of course, there is, in order for us to start moving forward, we need to also have a motion today to approve and authorize Clerk Squires to immediately post the front desk receptionist position with applications requirements. And I just threw this date out, you guys can hash it out. All applications to be due or for consideration must be filed with the clerk's office by 9 a.m. on. You want it before July 1? What we do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Give her time to.
you're gonna
them-
post this in the paper
Yep.
for a week or 2 weeks? or-
Well,
Post that.
it's now the what? What is it?
Fifth, isn't it?
Fourth of June.
If you wanted it
This-
in-
this
21
week, so
21
put it
days.
Until the 8th.
We could do it the 15th again, meeting on the 15th. I think you're gonna get applications. I don't think applications will be a problem. I think
To
they'll,
be good quality.
Well, it won't hit the paper till the 8th or so.
no, but it'll hit the website and it'll hit the Facebook.
Your statutory requirement to be in the paper for 2 weeks?
No, but we're
Oh.
reaching out.
You what?
I say no, but we're reaching.
No, but we will. I mean,
Yeah.
but still, I don't, so the date is negotiable for me, folks. She leaves us,
If you post it in the resort for 2 weeks, that would start next Tuesday, like he just said, Tuesday or Wednesday is the cutoff, at 8th to 15th. So your earliest date from that point would be 18th to the 20th.
Right.
Where that
It's good,
falls
yeah.
on,
what,
The night, let's make it, okay, so let's make it, the 18th Thursday, the 18th? No, it comes out.
Comes out on a Thursday, yeah, or depends on how you get it.
Shoot,
Mine comes on a Thursday.
I don't know.
It's kind of why I went out to 25th. I went out and even if we have to have a quick special meeting in the morning, but you gotta have interview time, you gotta have all of that. You gotta have them in and then interview. I don't see how you're gonna get somebody hired by July 1. Because you gotta have it.
Yeah.
Probably your earliest, because we're closed the 19th, so the cutoff would have to be either the 18th or the 22nd. We're getting them in if you wanted 2 weeks out of paper.
The 22nd. That gives them part of that week for the second week of posting.
June 22nd at
Yeah.
0800 or 1600, 4 o'clock. By 4 o'clock PM on June 22nd. For the apps to come in. Okay, everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Are we requiring them to put references in with the applications? Is that standard on there?
Yeah, there's references.
Yeah.
So probably sometime after the 22nd, we need to create a committee or
Committee of-
hiring committee.
Correct. Board members declared it down to a recommendation to the board.
Okay.
So let's do the first motion. I think I heard, and I'll make the motion to approve and authorize to immediately post the front desk receptionist position with applications requested from interested parties. All applications to be considered are to be considered must be filed with the clerk's office by 4 o'clock PM on
Monday.
June 22nd. On June 22nd, 2026. Is that a Monday?
Yeah.
Monday, June 22nd. I'll read it again. Motion to approve and authorize clerk squire to immediately post the front desk reception position. All applications to be considered must be filed with the clerk's office by 4 o'clock PM on Monday, June 22nd, 2026. I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Oh, go ahead.
Really?
Better.
Any further? Hearing none? People saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose the same, motion carries. Also off the tail end of that is um, a committee
Mhm.
of 2 board members to interview prospective candidates.
I'd like to be part of that.
What's that?
I would like to be part of that.
Michelle stepping forward, anybody else?
Come on, I need two.
Well, I assumed you were gonna be on it.
Why you make that?
Oh, supervisor.
Why you make that assumption? I can't,
Well, not gonna be me. So
I would just assume that.
what's that?
it's not gonna be me, you know, I don't have.
What's not gonna be you?
I'm not close enough to what
Oh.
goes on here, so I don't think it should be trustees' positions. I think it should be somebody that works in the office here.
Okay.
Too.
That leaves you or me.
I'm comfortable with you doing it.
I know everybody.
I'm-
I got a busy June coming here, busy for projects and.
It'd be the first time you hired somebody, I didn't have to sit on a committee.
Set up.
Well. If. You guys all have to consider if it's anybody you know, or that's a friend of yours or family that you're gonna have a conflict. That's the only thing.
All right.
But I have no problem with the 2 of you.
All right, Michelle, you and I will do it.
Give it up, Brian.
Just to keep, all right, so we need to make a motion to create or for clerk squires and myself and Supervisor Hill to do interviews to come back with a recommendation to the board for that front desk receptionist position. Wait, make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thanks for putting us under the bus. Trustee Happy. Support trustee Osling because you looked at me scowling.
Support.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sorry.
Further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Okay.
Aye. Opposed, the same, motion carries. So you got that, that one? That one's kind of on the fly there. The rest of them I kind of prefabricated there. Okay, the next one then would be number 11. Do you want to take a quick break? It's 10, or no, is it 10:10 or 10:15? What is that? Oh, it's no, we don't need to do that yet then. Okay, number 11, purchasing threshold for bidding projects. I have been looking into this because we're running into, you should just turn it into 90-day projects, basically. And I was looking into it as a home rule township. If we have a bidding policy, and it was here before we got here, and it was, it anticipated, it read, in order to establish a proper bid process, Gerrish Township Board declares it shall solicit sealed bids for all contracts for the Gerrish Township Board. Anticipates a total township obligation of 10,000. We raised other more operational pieces for our department heads and for board members. And I am proposing, because it says you can, if you have that bidding process, to change that to 20,000 or more for an item for an annual obligation or for an annual obligation of services. So I gave you guys a copy with the proposed changes, and I would like to look at that as a motion for Tuesday night to get this done so that we can kind of move forward. Anything that this township has infrastructure well exceeds $10,000 of every day, essentially. We have some things coming. We've got some furnaces that have to be replaced. And so, I mean, there's various other things that, I mean, if we look at them, you might get to them in about a year and a half. And they're funded already. I mean, we have funds for them. So it seems like a kind of a redundant process, but I will open it up to you guys. I mean, if your number wants to be different, I just think 10,000 made a very, very long time ago. So what's your thoughts?
Historically, there was a statute that required it, and that was at 10.
A percentage.
Since it's been repealed, and there is no currently there, to my knowledge, there's not an actual law that says a dollar amount that by statute that a township needs to get a bid. It's at the discretion of each township, and if you look at most municipalities that I've looked at, they are at $15,000 or $20,000 is the range that they use. I'm not sure what the county does, but I think they're at that 20 level. So I'm comfortable with the 20,000. It doesn't mean that you don't, if you decide it, you got plenty of time and it warrants it to bid it.
Absolutely.
But it does allow us some flexibility to use quotes and move forward rather than go through the cumbersome, the good example.
Bid specifications.
Yeah, and they have to write up specifications, which isn't always fair to the contractor you've been using all the time, because you end up having to use them to write the specs, which is kind of not fair to them. So I'm in agreement that 20 is that's probably reasonable for the policy.
Yeah, I think so. That's what, we were kind of elected for, was to look after these kind of things. And if it is something that's the least bit controversial or whatever, we can always go to bid for it if need be. So Jim said, I think 20 is a good number.
You guys then over here on this side of the table,
Yep.
can we do that on Tuesday?
Mhm.
Okay, to see. Time to serve on the personnel committee.
Amen.
Yes, for a while.
Just trying to free up some space for you.
Drain. Number 12, I chose to put this on the agenda. It's bollards at the municipal center. I don't know when they were put in. They're in horrific shape out there. Half of them are busted in the ground. Don't even know what the intent was behind the bollards being placed there to begin with. I do know that they are a problem with snow plowing on a regular basis.
That's a fact.
And
Yeah.
yes, and our parking lot faces this way, but I don't see it as where someone accidentally comes in and hits the gas and hits the pickleball court. You know what I mean? We
Right.
don't face parking that way.
Right.
So when you look at it on that type of thing, traffic and safety, I don't think that's necessarily an issue. So it's been kicked around and Parks and Recs wanted to know if it's their responsibility, ours, that kind of thing. Last year, you know, Tony, he thought maybe that was on the list to replace them. I did budget money last year. It was not used to do it. It didn't get done. And so now the suggestion has been made that we just pull them out. That being said, obviously, we've got a contract, with somebody that's got something to pull those right out. I think Apple will break off right now.
Taking them out, I think, is a great idea. The problem will be, or a problem is when you plow in that first plow in the fall and the ground's not frozen yet, and you want to push those banks back so that you maintain the size of your parking lot for the year too. And get the snow back off, there'll be some plow damage. There's not much you can do about that. Now the plow damage is non-existent because you stop before you get to the plow.
You reduce the size of your parking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reduce the size of your
Yeah.
parking.
That's what you do.
Yeah, for half the year, you can't use.
Yeah.
One, you've
Yeah.
got a
Third of the
cost
year,
that
you're-
probably hasn't been assessed, but you have a cost of coming back in with a loader to.
Sure you do.
to Push it all
Pick
back.
it up and push it back.
So I think they go away, and if you're concerned about the plow damage, you just put that into the plower's contract to clean that plow damage up in the spring.
This way.
Done that. At home, I wish I'd have done that.
Yeah, a lot
The
of,
plow
lot torn up
damage,
around
yeah.
this year. That first snow came and it was
The
ugly.
driveway,
Salt.
side yard.
Yeah. So I don't think it takes any board necessarily acting, or this is part of the
Right.
building grounds and maintenance type of thing there. I can certainly get a hold of somebody.
I can,
Or
I don't think, if Doug's
Hold on.
willing.
Yeah, he don't want to break his back and I don't blame him.
No, but I can, if he just wants to run a chain and I can bring the loader in and they'll come out.
I'm sure.
One at a
he'd be
time,
happy
we
to
can-
do that.
I think we can make that happen easy enough, so.
Yep. Yeah,
When I'm here with the
yeah.
loader, we'll just pop them out of there.
Yep.
They're. I don't have any replace, I don't think. They're all right here. in
They're
the-
all right here. Yep. So are you guys okay with that?
Absolutely.
That's what it was.
Yeah. get 'em
I
done.
just didn't want to go make a decision because Parks and Recs had asked and I don't, it's not their responsibility. It's definitely the township's responsibility.
Well, you got a couple choices. Number one, they have to go
Yeah,
as
they
they
do.
are right now. Number two is whether you replace them with other ballards or something else or nothing else. And the only thing that I could think of that you could do if you were concerned about somebody driving into the grass is to put temporary things up in this off season, like cement, curbs and then pull them out every fall and then put them back every spring, which is maintenance nightmare.
Yep,
But
it's a maintenance nightmare, yeah.
but that's the only really other option you got, but I don't see. I'm not a risk manager, but I look at it like you said, the courts are far enough back.
Yep.
That you really have to
You gotta work at
step
it.
on the gas to get that far.
Mhm.
And the way that everything's pointed, the playground's plenty safe
Yeah.
far back where it is. I don't see a huge risk of somebody getting run over by a rogue car.
And again, the parking lot runs this way.
And it's not,
So I mean, you're not talking about an.
and to be honest with you, when
elderly
you had a rogue
individual.
car going through there, the balance aren't gonna
Those are-
stop.
No.
There, we'll stop it anyway.
I piggyback
Right.
on that?
Huh?
Can I piggyback on this subject? Can I
You're a board
piggyback?
member, go ahead.
Yeah, so, and I don't know if this is Parks and Recs or the whatever, the little, by the, kind of down by the new spinner, that little fence that, somebody put up there for a while to make sure, anyway, it is so, rickety, like almost could be dangerous if a kid got up. You know what I'm talking about? That little wooden,
It's the little section, I think it used to be almost a property boundary before the township swapped and got more property back there.
okay,
Was placed along that edge, I think.
yeah, right on the.
I only
right by the
think,
steep.
I don't know for sure.
So should the Parks and Rec be the ones to replace
No,
that?
I think that could be done at the same time. You're talking about pulling posts up.
Yeah.
They're just that, it's in touch.
Split rail
That-
fence, thank you.
It's a split rail, yeah.
Yeah, and they took it out when they did
It's
the
a
spinner.
section of split rail, it's pretty bad looking.
It is very shoddy looking. It doesn't even look safe.
Doug,
Yeah.
I guess, and just,
Okay,
There's also that pile of logs out there that was been supposed to be go away long, long ago too.
all right. But then the forest project got put aside because of the fire department.
There's it's been 10 years ago probably. they
Oh,
took down
more
a
than
bunch
that,
of trees and they're still stacked
Yeah.
back there. I think, Dave was gonna
We can't
sell
move
the
away.
lumber to somebody or sell the stuff and they sat there till they rotted to the point and they are
Yeah,
rotted out now.
they are,
No
they're not
thanks.
working out, except for its eyes.
But they're too big to kind of put over in
they're
the
too big for the compost.
compost pile and
Where do those go? Where can you take that kind of stuff that's so big? I mean,
and you could contract with S&J and they'd come and get it and haul it
they,
away.
for a solid fill somewhere or for
Yeah,
a fill
they-
somewhere?
Take it to their pit.
Okay, all right. I think I'm hearing what everybody, so will you work on the bollards and maybe that fence? And then if it's the board's wishes, I can work on getting some excavating.
Bonfire, yeah.
The other stuff out there.
Awesome, thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, the number 13, that brings along the question, it pops up every couple of years, prior to me
Oh.
getting here, then me getting here, we had the forester come out and took a look, and there was discussion of cleaning up trees on the township property, which I will say is that property I think we got from the state back in there. The thought at that time was they were gonna put more trails back there, and I remember there was discussion. Workout equipment and things like that, at stations back there, and that never came to fruition. And I guess I didn't feel it's my decision to tell the Parks and Recs Committee yes or no. So I'd like the board to tell us, to let Parks and Recs know whether we intend to pursue any of that or whether we do not. So discussion.
I went back and looked at it a year ago. Walked the site back there and took a look at the tree. I don't know if they're still marked or not, if it's the papers still show, but. I saw no reason, personally, I saw no reason to take them out. I didn't think it was a good idea, but that's just where I get down. Okay. Property's fine as it is. There's not that much value in the lumber that they had identified. There was gonna be a fair amount of damage if they used any kind of equipment at all which they would. And
Yeah, the
From the way
doctor
I've
was bring a
seen it,
road up for 100 to go get.
was that,
Back then, the discussion was, I believe,
Yeah.
that they were gonna have
100.
to plow in a road to go get that.
yeah, and then we're gonna take down some, pretty nice stuff to make it worth their while. But it didn't seem like there was much value. I don't remember the value, but it didn't seem like it was that.
I would guess the value of wood is less now. Just based on what our weather's been. in northern
Well,
Michigan.
like Jim says, take a tree down, unless you got some heavy equipment, you got two choices. You bring in some real heavy equipment, it tears the crap out of the
Right.
woods to get to, any small trees are gonna get run over. If you cut the tree down, it comes down, it's gonna damage the nice ones you wanna keep. So the way I handle it, my property is deadwood, I leave it for the birds to,
Right.
and when it comes down, naturally, then I deal with it, because that way, the woodpeckers, everything, and that's habitat for a lot of, but the trails, I've never really gone back there and looked at that, but that's, I guess if there was enough interest of people that said, yeah, we would use that trail to walk it, you know, I could see going and open it up, but I hear talk about the trail, but I've never heard anybody say I'd use it.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
that-
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Okay. So of course, we've been talking about this at Parks and Rec. And, why I brought this up to Brian is when I went with the forester, I can't think of their name right now, out of, by Gaylor. And, I appreciate your advice and I think that you have a better eye for this. Like he made it sound like there were some dangerous branches up high that, the township would be liable if it fell on somebody, just the perfect storm, somebody walking by when whatever. So anyway, if you're feeling comfortable, I'm comfortable, with the dangerous part. And
There's-
that,
There's danger.
yeah,
There's danger at the grocery store.
you're right. Yeah,
People have got to be, aware of their surroundings and whatever.
yeah.
That's not an area where people are gonna spend a lot of time. If it's right along the walkway, that if that were to
Right.
get cleaned out, I think you'd want to walk, you'd want to make sure that there weren't deadfalls and stuff that could jeopardize that. That would be a part of the walking trail, but as far as out in the wild,
Well,
back in there,
just leave it.
We had nothing to do
Okay.
with that initial, what you're calling a walking trail, I don't believe, through to Kennedy Beach. Through that, just kind of people used, and of course, the time, I think there's like a trail
at
developed.
Kennedy
It is.
Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
there's a Kennedy Beach trail.
It's-
Was always, that's
Well,
always been.
runs back through our, I believe.
But the one that was here, I actually spent some
Yeah,
time.
this one, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
to the north, and I do know they have talked about getting volunteers to go in and maybe.
Right. That's what we'd like to do. And
Yeah.
I'll do the hold harmless apps and all
the
that.
two issue, or you have two bridges that need attention if you're gonna ever open that back.
Eh,
Talking about.
I think either of them on that stretch between Cottage and East Higgins Lake Drive.
They're not, they're
Yeah.
on this north loop.
Right. Do you think we
east
should
loop.
try to get those taken out of
Well,
there? Is that
they
what you're
have to be
saying?
replaced if you're gonna let people walk back there.
Well, there's not really even a trail to go to them anymore. You have to be off off the trail, you know what I mean? Exploring.
No, but are you gonna move the trail? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, we're gonna do straight from Cottage, just like it has been for my whole life. Cottage to
Well, that is the. Kennedy
East Hig,
Trail.
right, but it's on township property. I'm not talking Kennedy Trail, the actual road Kennedy Trail that, yeah, on our township property. Right, right,
Northeast side, and you posted there's a trail ran behind your phone lot.
Right.
trail.
oh, that one, yeah,
Back into the round. That has two sections of bridges.
right,
A footbridge. Jim,
Yep.
you actually gave
Yeah.
us years ago for that.
yeah, I'm not talking that one.
And that would be, I guess I had a misunderstanding. I thought that's the one you were talking.
Oh,
about.
no.
Asking. Yeah, because that is, I mean, you can't even see that. trail
No,
there
You
anymore.
can't,
And the only thing I say, look, where you talk about risk or liability,
yeah,
when you start to look like you are gonna maintenance it and you call it your trailer, you got a real problem. Otherwise, literally, people would be trespassing back there. They do it all that they want. We just haven't, we've never posted and said, don't go back there and the rest of that. So I'm just concerned. I don't want to make it look super inviting, like the township is responsible, because when we become responsible,
yeah.
then you become
Yeah.
responsible for the dead limbs that fall down on somebody and the further risk management. So that's what at least I thought that's what you guys were talking about. This, you're talking about
Just that straight line.
the straight line and all the way back to.
It
East
starts
Higgins.
right outside of Kennedy Beach.
Yep, I know. what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah, I
I'm
know.
walking.
Yeah, just that one straight to,
I think that.
you turn around.
Then maybe the recreation committee should identify those bridges that are back there and either come up with a plan to get them out of there. Or whatever, they're just gonna rot
Okay.
away into, maybe that's okay too, but come up with
Doing-
a plan, whatever.
Well,
you
they're
think
gonna
is
fall
okay.
into the drain,
Yeah.
which currently wasn't functioning during this whatever, and
Yep.
we think from the looks of the down to the drain that they may have got that culvert in down.
It looks
there.
like
I
to
have
me
not
that
seen it.
it's kinda, the water level's gone way down.
So
it's coming up
so I'm
with the-
assuming, and that they haven't put that in, it's gonna take a while to drain that kind of water that got put in, or that was in there, so, all right, so. Other comments about the forester thing, so we can put this thing to bed, is it? Do we need a motion to indicate that we are not going to seek further agreements with any forester for cleaning up of trees on the township property?
Just need to do it.
What's
I
that?
said, no, I don't.
I don't think it's
we do.
necessary. I think just take it off the
Oh.
agenda.
All right. very good.
Yeah.
Is
Let me,
that,
let me add one more thing to it.
Yep.
And there's around the compost site, there's a bunch of dead oak that are jeopardized.
yep,
I think safety in there too, really.
Okay.
There's a couple that really should be somehow pushed down, and they could just be pushed down into the woods probably and left be, or so I don't have, they're big enough that I don't have.
you don't have to go
means
for it,
of
right?
Right, doing it.
Can you research it? I know I'm the liaison for compost.
Yep.
Can you research it for cost and then we'll go from there?
Okay,
Does that work?
Yeah, it's a management decision.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
Okay.
It is ultimately, and I'm a liaison for it. But I'd sure appreciate if you could chase the cost of it.
okay. I'll get the price.
Number 14, on the agenda, Parks and Recs vacant position has been. And
Dan Simon turned his app in, so we need to,
you guys speak louder, I could.
Dan Simon turned his app in for,
Okay, so we would be looking. We'd be looking.
For one more. Just need one more.
Is a renewal,
Yeah.
yes.
motion to approve and the renewal of Dan Simon. Do we have any other apps?
I haven't
Does
seen
I-
it.
Huh?
No.
I haven't seen
seen anything.
Okay, so it's still open. It's been open
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
still
Okay.
open.
So we need a motion to approve the renewing Dan Simon to PNR. And what's the,
1 year.
it's a 1 year? That was.
It was
1 year
5.
position, right, gotcha. From what date to what date? Do we know?
July 1st. No,
Well,
no.
It was actual April, I think.
May.
He
I got it
expi-
right
Did he expire?
I got her.
I think he expired.
Yes, it's fine.
In April.
Where, yeah. No,
I appreciate it.
it was April.
It was April 1.
26.
So it's from April 1 of 26 to April 1, 2027. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks for taking the time. I'm unfortunately, I gotta get problem tomorrow. All right, you guys okay with that for Tuesday? Okay. And then number 15 is the clerk, and as is the normal, when there's tax foreclosed property, we get sent information. Tell us about it.
I don't. Honestly, I don't know anything about, the property is on the back of this letter, in case you guys didn't flip the page.
Right.
Adams Street in St. Louis is on the west side of Higgins Lake. And property parcel number is there. When you look at where it's at, there's nothing configured for, in my opinion, for their township for an interest in that property at all. It doesn't abut anything we may or may not have an interest in. It literally would sit in a lots 25-26, block 27 of Woodlawn. And
Unless somebody has some reason that the township might want to utilize that, I don't see any reason to pursue it. Because if we were to take it and then just sat vacant, we'd be required to pay
absolutely.
the property taxes
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
Just like an individual would, because it's not being utilized as a government activity. So.
So should we?
I-
How's the rest of the board?
I don't think
Take-
we're interested.
take a
I'm
pass.
not interested for the
Take
township.
pass.
What?
Pass.
Okay, so we'll need it. Do we need a formal motion? I believe we do. I think
You
motion.
just don't have to act on it.
Yeah, just.
We don't need a motion?
And I'll let Marcy know.
Yeah, I don't think it requires a motion to say you don't want it. It's a motion if you want it.
We have it.
Outstanding.
a deadline to reply and then that it goes.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna interject there. It's not my time yet.
Oh, I always said to my kids. All right, very good. We're now to the point of public comments. Steve, you're the only one here.
Got to say anything, sir?
Thanks for caring, man.
We do appreciate you.
I appreciate.
I got little comments about the.
What's that?
I have little comments about.
Oh, yeah.
But it's back here.
I appreciate it.
Now you can say it out loud if you want. I think so.
All right, very good.
Anything
on Zoom? Nothing on Zoom. Board comments, Mary Jo? No?
Nope, I don't think so. The communications, HOL, as we're gearing up for joining the fire department on their open house, having
Oh,
displays and
nice.
stuff. So,
August.
I don't know if everybody knew
Okay.
that.
Eight.
Oh, 8th, yeah. Yep, we're soliciting some stuff, some goodie giveaways and trying to draw people in.
Okay. Michelle?
I put in your guys' packets a copy of the Michigan Township Association bill for the year. After speaking
job.
to, Jim suggested that, like, the only thing we can eliminate is that legal defense fund contribution, which is $219.54. Is everybody comfortable with us doing that, or is there a reason that you think we shouldn't?
Yeah.
How often do we use, I know in the,
If
Yes,
that's all we're
we
getting
used
rid
it.
of, I think it's innocuous and
as in don't get rid of it?
at least you can call one of them up. Real true
Right.
question from. farm
Yeah,
to
that's what's nice.
somebody else. Although we use our township attorney, lots more, obviously. I don't like any of it,
I know that.
Oh,
I wish I could eliminate the larger bill portion. The way this is constructed, Steve, you're the only true member of the public out here, but it basically, your membership is based upon the assessments in your
Taxable
township
value.
tax. Yes, tax. Assessments or revenue?
Taxable value.
Yeah, value. Thank you, taxable value. And because our taxable value is we, to be with MTA, and get their legislative support services and those kinds of things, we get the dubious honor of paying $7,318. And I don't use it much, and I'm not sure many other people have, but
We do, I do, my office does.
You do.
There's election stuff, there's always.
for me, I don't think, for $219, that's about one thing.
I just.
Or
I'm
less.
That's because
Yeah,
it's.
no, I agree. You and I have talked about this for a couple of years. I'm uncomfortable with all of it, but I don't see much of what you can do at this point. And my problem is that I don't mind public. Every time I want to get knowledge, I got to buy a book from them to continue to buy products, continue to pay money to go to their seminars and webinars. And what am I getting for my? It's just
Okay,
then when you
my
think,
pessimist.
so that answer, thank you.
That's my pessimistic view.
but
I
when you
also-
think,
Sorry.
Yeah.
when you think of your predecessor, I think it's worth all hanging on to. Whoever when you retire from this position,
Mhm.
whoever comes after you might really need them.
They might. Yeah.
Yep.
I know. I've
Yep.
been around that for a very long.
Yep.
time.
Okay, I'm sorry, I
Okay,
didn't mean to interrupt.
We're gonna
Michelle.
move past then,
Not
okay?
Yep.
Nothing else?
Yes, I got some.
Okay, what else you got?
I wanted to just make a general comment to the public that as of June 1st, the Michigan Department of the Secretary of State, the way it was set up before for voters is that they were automatically, when you did your driver's license, you were automatically registered to vote. Okay. A new law has now passed where upon request, they can be removed from the voter roll. And I don't understand why they're doing it this way, but they're continuing to do it as an automatic, and then they're sending letters out to people, letting them know that if they want to be removed from the voter list, they can be removed. So I just wanted y'all to, just in case you've got people talking to you in your ear, and because I know our office has been really good about saying, well, if you changed your address at the Secretary of State, then you're already registered to vote. So I don't know why they're not just asking them in person when they do that.
Just
Would
they
I
don't
have to
wanna-
go in and say, take my name off the voter registration if I?
From what I understand, yes.
See, they married, I remember this in the legislative, when I was on MCC years ago, they married driver's license qualified voting spot. That was very controversial. To marry that, with the, shall I say, the raise the density for election. And this may be, shall we say, the other side of the ticket. Well,
Yeah.
a way to say, yeah, but that shouldn't be automatic. And one side says, I don't want to give up the QDF because it's already there. And the other side says, well, I at least have to have an option for somebody. to
Yeah.
remove it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That's-
basically it in a
this is big
nutshell.
political-
Yeah.
That QDF and driver's license. Huge,
Mhm.
back a few years ago.
It was.
Ability.
The only other thing is we will be getting ballots in 2 weeks again. And they will be going out for the August. Right here,
Mary?
yeah. And that's all I got.
Okay. Jim Osley.
I only wanted to mention that as last weekend, well, a while back, I was asked to do a little dog and pony for a bunch of fourth graders at the at the Higgins Lake Foundation, Lake Saver Day
Yes.
down at the Ram Center. So I made arrangements for a septic tank, and I made my own little drain field, and I brought along a toilet, and
Outstanding.
spoke with 3 different groups of fourth graders, if you can imagine how that was.
You know, you won't know until someday some little guy comes up to you and says, I remember, because I've had that.
Remember when you as a geezer were over here?
Yeah.
Talked about.
Thanks.
They had their most interest was trying to climb down inside the tank, and see if you could get in there, but anyway, it was
Curious.
time well spent, so.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. It's great.
I guess that's all I got.
Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Taxes are hopefully gonna be to, KCI by June, and everybody should get their tax bill July 1st. I'm still waiting from the, schools
Just pay.
for the millage rates. They haven't sent them to me yet, so I can't prepare the taxes. The credit cards are working pretty good as far as, I don't know how much the police department's been using yet, but building department's using them pretty regular right now. A lot of people are utilizing that. I think was a good move. Planning Commission met a week ago, and the master plan is moving forward quite nicely. We had a huge amount of data that we have to peruse and get back to McKenna for the first proof. And then we started our process on the septic ordinance, which we're gonna have a few hurdles to get past as far as, the board's a lot of different perspectives on that. And so, but we just gotta whittle away at it, but the process did start, but I don't see anything coming back to this board for a while. That's it.
I got a question for that, and I know it would. There's a lot of noise out there with these data centers right now, coming in different places. In Richfield, I know it just passed, and it's symbolic largely. Moratorium, if you will, on data. Speaking with Jason, we don't have much acreage here in this township. Our exposure is fairly limited. But just wanting to make sure that when you're talking about things at the zoning level, if you will, there, that we make sure that we do whatever positively we can do to protect our 20-acre parcel somewhere, from. Well, I realize, and the reason why I say it's mostly symbolic, package bills that had been moved through, whether they'll get signed or not, I don't know. But whether it passes the Senate, which basically is trying to limit local zoning folks from being able to stop what I call the data centers, the solar panels, the wind, all that, to literally take this local zoning out of that issue, of state issue, which then obviously does hurt people on. Doesn't look at real care. So that's all I wanted to say, just to make sure. I know you.
We did discuss that with McKenna a little bit, because the concept of the solar farms and the
Data centers,
the what?
the data centers.
No, what's the other one?
Solar.
And wind.
Yep.
Of having a Creo, which we discussed a long time ago. We opted not to actually draw one up. And all that really does is gives us a preempt if somebody was to come in on what, we're going to restrict. But most of those Creos were written as a method for, let's say you're down south in a big open area with a lot of farming where solar and wind makes sense. It allows the local entity to actually promote that sort of activity and gain the revenue up front on it, rather than, because they're not looking to restrict as much as they are trying to promote it. The data center, I brought that up to McKenna about the moratorium, and her opinion was that
It's symbolic.
that it wouldn't hold much weight.
Right.
But there was a court case. If you watched the news last week, there was a township that had started the process. And then just because of public input, they decided not to do it. And the court ruled against the township for millions of dollars to pay back to the company. So I think it is important, if we ever get solicited, that we are very careful about promises we make and how we proceed, so that we don't get caught in some sort of a legal battle over that sort of thing.
So other than a moratorium, symbolic, there's nothing.
It is symbolic. I don't think you can actually do a moratorium, but I think you can. You could create.
Well, you do it.
Create
a message, but
by good zoning. Good zoning
Mhm.
is going to be the key to keeping something like that out of your community.
But I mean, I think I know the answer to it. Are we exposed though by waiting to do something to?
I don't.
To tell them, hey, we're not really.
Well, like I said, we've come to the conclusion that the Creo was a response to a current law, and there was a big push for solar and wind under the prior federal administration. There's not that now. There's not the money that there was, but there was a court case in Otsego County where the DNR got pressured by the state to go and give up a bunch of prime hunting land for a solar farm, which all the locals were against, and eventually, because of political pressure and the fact that got revealed that it wasn't even the locals that were for that it ended up getting stopped.
Yeah, I get it.
But, so I hate to say it, but politics have a lot to do with it. I grew up in Mayo, and everybody that remembers the PBB debacle.
Yep, sure.
Okay. You know where those cows got buried? in my backyard.
Yep.
And that had nothing to do with Oscoda County. It was a political thing to stick it in bio because there wasn't enough voters
Yeah,
to
Stop it.
you know,
yeah.
so we've got PBB buried up at Mount
Yeah, sure.
Tom because
Right.
somebody in Lansing decided that was the best thing. And I swear,
Well, see, that's what
because they
we're-
had to haul, they had to haul in the clay to be able to line that pit for those, those containers. It wasn't even naturally a good spot.
And that's why concern me is that bills that I referred to on the local zoning seem to have gone through the House, which is Republican.
I
And so what bothers me is, when you look at that, I know in the state, in the past, has been in lockstep with the federal government, being all Democrat. And there was a Democratic president before. And so whether the Senate's not, I don't know who's going, if it's
Well, I
not,
can tell you-
otherwise we're wide open.
I can tell you this, the master plan which is kind of what everybody will start there.
Mhm.
Our master plan doesn't allow or show there's very little commercial property available on that master plan or anything like that. We did carve out a little piece, and it's not zoned for that. It's just in the plan that's up the end of Robinson Lake Road on the 18. And there was prior to that a piece, I think it was on Birch Road. It was not even ever. It was like, I think what it was in the prior master plan, it was sort of like, we need something for commercial. Let's stick it right there. And since then, as Jason pointed out, there's residences in there. You wouldn't want to put. It's not suitable for
Yeah, I get it.
commercial
I get
activities.
it.
So we did,
I'm not sure corporate America cares about that.
no, but
Okay.
we did stick something out along M18 and I guess it'd be south of Robinson Lake Road, which if somebody wanted to stick something, it's not big enough for a data center. A data center needs water.
Needs water,
quickly,
yeah,
and
I've been
needs
reading a lot of.
huge electrical infrastructure.
Yes.
We don't really have that.
No, we don't.
here. And
No.
wind needs wind.
Yep.
And it needs open land.
We don't have that here.
If you look at the studies, we don't have
Nope.
the wind here for that. Solar, you need a huge amount of property, and we don't really have that here without clearing
Yep.
state land. It would
Right.
take, it would be the state doing something.
That's correct. Yeah.
Without our permission, if they were to do
Yeah,
that.
sure.
It would come from Lansing, not from us.
Yeah, that's why I think you're.
We would be out there with, pitchforks and forks and torches trying to stop.
Yeah,
it.
sure.
So our plan is not looking for that activity
Okay.
to be in this community, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna raise its ugly head somewhere down the road. We are promoting or allowing the concept, or talking about it, of smaller solar activity on commercial property. A good example of it.
DNR just put up solar.
Okay, I know
They
the
will.
Roscommon Community Transportation, or Rudd County Transportation just put up, it would cost them about 400,000, and they put them on top of their new bus parking area, so they're not obtrusive or anything. They're using that to run their electricity within their unit. If
Are
you
they
go-
literally getting enough?
Yeah,
Are they really?
yeah. And plus, they were able to get federal subsidy for that,
Of course.
because they did it before, they had a project approved before December
Yep.
31st.
Yep.
If you drive to Mayo, I see Woodhaven has now got about 20 of those units
Just over the
on
other
their
day.
commercial property. I haven't talked to the owner, but I suspect it's to help run the kilns.
Mhm.
Or maybe the lights in there, because they got a lot of equipment to run and mill the wood. But the idea of having a solar farm to produce mass amount of electricity or a wind
Yeah.
farm, it's not in our plan. It's not zoned. But it doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
couldn't. We just have to be very diligent about if something pops up, that we are aware of it and follow the proper procedure to make sure we're representing the residents so that we're not, and we're not getting sued like that township that started down that process and then stopped. And now that company wants $24 million or something from us.
Seems to me, I remember the study when wind power was the thing. Grab on, and I think only I think it was 12 counties in the state. That type of infrastructure and actually gain the amount of energy.
There's actually a map that they produced. I've seen it, it's of the state of Michigan. It talks about the winds, the average winds and everything, and we're not really, no.
Okay, I didn't mean to belabor it. I just wanted. That we're aware of.
Yeah.
Because it's there's all kinds of stuff. Anything else, Jim?
I'm done.
Okay, I just had a reminder, folks, chapter 7, 315, 6, 130, the first one, here at Fountain Fall, don't forget about that. Only about 11 short days away.
Did you say something about the 26th?
As the compost liaison, I have been having discussions about, we have a compost contract that's going to be coming due at the end of this year. We are at the end of our contract for snow plowing. And currently in discussion to try and figure a way forward. This compost site and the removal and the compacting and all the rest of those things has gotten a little complicated here. The fellow that we have, TDE, that's been the same bill for I don't know how many years. And that probably needs to be looked at. And you know,
I'm sorry. TDE.
TDE and we don't, as I found when I got here.
He won't sign
It
it.
was not a
No,
contract
he won't.
for TDE. I had to talk to him about one and he didn't seem like he was interested. He, you know, based upon his dad started this, so they.
Not how he does
agreement.
business. Yeah. Yeah.
There's not a lot of
Yeah.
companies that do
Yeah.
this. It's, you don't have a whole lot of open leverage here to get things solid. I'm hoping we might be able to, and get some discussion with him. I just want to, you know, that I'm aware of them. I'm working on the compost and I'm also working on the snowplow. Because we're coming to on both of those and we're gonna need to have some action here yet this summer on these pieces. So I'm aware of it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it with Jim as well, because he's actively involved over there. But as a liaison, I am. So just wanted everybody to know that. So that's all I had.
Did you say there's some kind, do we have a meeting on June 26th? Did you say that?
15.
I didn't say
15th,
it.
I know that one.
No, you're next, the applications will be June, due by June of 22. And then
Yep.
once those are in, Michelle and I will toot sweet get right on interviews.
Yeah, okay.
and,
I just wanted to make sure.
and that kind of thing. And the format of the interview, that stuff. Looks like we have about 10 items.
Yep.
For the work session on, or the regular meeting on June 9th. So I would accept a motion to end this meeting at your meeting. Whoop, 10:38. Who's moving? Jim, Treasurer Anderson, seconded by support by trustee. So any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those the same, motion carries. Thank you all for the work this morning.